Now the last method that we did had to do with when we were factoring um, trinomials that would actually factor. Now, not all trinomials will factor well or easily, and so therefore we have to have other methods for finding the zeros. Okay, so one way that we can do this one actually would factor into, if you know the perfect squares, it would be x plus 3, x minus 3, but we're going to treat it like it won't factor. So if we do not have a b term, remember y in quadratics, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. If there's not a b term, there's a method that we can use. And it goes like this. I want to get this x squared term by itself. So what I do is I add 9 to both sides to get rid of this. Plus 9, oh, we're finding zeros, so we're going to make that a 0. And we have 9 equals x squared. So the opposite of squaring something is to take the square root. Alright, so square root of x squared is just x. And the square root of 9 is 3. That's how we always learned it. But you have to remember that it's also negative 3. So the solution to this is x is equal to plus and minus 3. And we could write that out. We could say 3 and negative 3. But the way mathematicians write this a lot is this plus and minus symbol, meaning it's both plus and minus. Alright, so that's how we could do this. Well, we could do it on the calculator just the same way I showed you the other one. So if we go in the calculator and we go x squared minus 9 and we graph it, we can see pretty easily on this one that it's minus 3 and plus 3. And since it comes out evenly, we can look on the table and we have minus 3 and plus 3. And that's our answer. Alright, but let's take a look at this next one. So in this one, we need to get the x squared by itself, so we're going to add this 6 to both sides. So plus 6 and plus 6. Remember, this is a 0. So we have 6 equals x squared. We take the square root of both sides, because that's the opposite of squaring. And we get x equals plus and minus the square root of 6. And a lot of times they'll just leave it like that. But if we go over here just into the regular calculator and we do square root of 6, we find that it's 2.4494, so forth and so on. We can round this to 2.45 or just to 2.4. But remember, it's not just going to be plus 2.4, which is all the calculator will tell you. You have to know that it's plus and minus. So let's take a look at how we would just do this on the calculator the way we have been learning it. We have x squared minus 6, and we graph it, and we can see it's between 2 and 3, but we can't see exactly where. It also means we won't be able to find it on the table. 0 is between here and here, and 0 is between here and here. So we have to use the other method. So we go into graph, calculate, a 0, left bound, something over here to the left, minus 10, something here in the center, is 0, and negative 2.45. There's our negative 2.45. Then we need to find the other one. Second, calculate a 0, left bound, something to the left of this one. So I'll use, I'm meant to hit 0, but 1 will work also. And something to the right, so I'm going to use 10. And there's our other answer, positive 2.45. Alright, so let's go down. I'm going to work one more of this type and leave 2 for you to work. So we would do plus 10, and plus 10, remember we make that into a 0. So 10 equals x squared, square root, x equals plus and minus the square root of 10, which is square root of 10 is 3.16. So it would be x is plus and minus 3.16. And I think I'll go ahead and end off this video, and I'll do a separate video for the ones on the other side because that's a different method. All right.